Pete Hegseth is facing increased scrutiny over a highly unusual decision to block the promotion of 4 Army officers. Senior military officials tell the New York Times Hegseth stopped 2 black officers and 2 female officers from becoming one-star generals. In a statement to the Times, the Pentagon did not directly address Hegseth's decision, but said, quote, military promotions are given to those who have earned them.
Shalom, shalom, this is Brother Muad coming to you again, bringing on a lesson. Lord willing, the elect will be edified. Before we get started, I'd like to give all glory and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Kakadash. Don't want to teach us and the boss of great no soul, likewise, put us below this truth. Fifty here to see if we can achieve with you, brothers and sisters. To me, shalom. I don't have a particular title for this lesson, but it's in regards to this, the opening scene that you saw there with the article that we're going to be going through with Pete Hegseth, denying 2 supposedly black officers and female officer from being promoted to a general officer. Now, we know that the other side, they're making, this a race thing, and it's race baiting, so to speak, here in Great Babylon, America, in which, they're really trying to, this is the confusion that they bring Jake in, because you get a lot of Jakes, okay, who pride themselves in their success here in Great Babylon, America. Okay, and for many that are looking at this, they would see this as, well, that's racism, and they earned that, and whatever the case is like that. Well, I'm here to tell you today, okay, Esau, the so-called white man's approval of any Hebrew Israelites, so-called Blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos shouldn't matter. Okay, this is a fucking caveman, and his approval shouldn't matter to you. Okay, what they started in Iran is the beginning of their end. And we're going to watch, okay, here on this earth and also in the chariot, as this place is dissolved, okay, in fire. Let's go to our first scripture. This is the book of Micah 2:10. It reads, arise and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sword of destruction. Now, you can imagine, if any of you have served in the military before, and the process of getting promoted, you have a board, your package go before a board, promotion board, okay, and your promotion is based on time and grade, okay, and also what you achieve, basically measurable results, okay. And I'm going to tell you, okay, from one of the many Hebrew Israelites that served in this man's military, we're usually about 5 to 6 or 8 or 9 times better than our cracker counterpart, okay. And it's all about a colorism thing there. The most racist organization in America is the United States military, okay? And I can go into heavy details about it, but this is really about you Jakes that are out there right now that may be waking up to this truth and understanding now that you are from a royal family, okay? Yasharala, Prince of the Power, okay? The chosen people of the Lord, who these people call God and Jesus, okay? And a set of people that is going to inherit the kingdom of heaven when the Mashiach returns. So you don't have time right now to be sad and upset. And I've seen this out there in a lot of these platforms, where they're talking about it, and they're trying to make a big deal about it. And you have a lot of Jakes out there with platforms that have in excess of 1 million subscribers that they're still in this deep sleep of this unfair treatment of so-called blacks here in Great Babylon, America. Well, this unfair treatment is exactly what Esau, the Edomite, so-called white man, is supposed to do.
Joining me now is Greg Jaffe, one of the reporters behind that piece. Welcome to you, Greg. What more can you tell us about Hegseth's decision and the officers who were targeted?
So the main thing is that this is just really highly unusual, that the Army and Secretary Hegseth have been sort of bickering over this or arguing over this. Bickering's not the right word, for months now. It's not clear that Secretary Hegseth has the legal authority to pull these names off the list. Those are the main things, I think.
Okay, so can anything be done to fight it? And I remember reading something that he has to approve, or typically the defense secretary has to approve the entire list or not approve the entire list. Is that true? And in this case, does it apply?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So it's either an up or down on the entire list. And the reason is because the process is supposed to be apolitical. And so the idea is, in doing it that way, it takes politics out.
Esau is doing exactly what the Lord Yahweh Shemaiah wants him to do. So it's a great thing that he oppresses us. It's a great thing that he's unfair to us. Because if it wasn't us, it would be somebody else. Which means it would be another tribe that would be getting, the benefits when Yahweh returns. Okay, let's go to Ecclesiasticus 13 and starting with verse 4, it reads, if thou be for his profit, he will use thee, but if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. If thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yea, he will make thee bear and will not be sorry for it. So bottom line is this. Here's a challenge to you crackers out there. And I'm talking to you crackers that are in charge of the United States military and any other functional part of the United States government. If we're so much of a monkey to you, so much of an ape, okay, why don't you just cancel the contract of all the Hebrew Israelites, and let me identify them for you, so-called blacks, so-called Native Americans, and so-called Latinos or Hispanics that are in your military. Cancel the contract for all of them right now. Let them go in every rank. Let them go right now and see how your military would fare. Okay? When you go to any military installation here for boot camp, whether it's the Navy, the Marines, or the Army, or the Air Force, okay? The people that train you are jakes. The people that train you are jakes. Your military forces, as it is right now, your recruits are trained by jakes. Plain and simple. So without us, you would not really have a military right now, okay? And you are blessed with the sword, that's right. But you also are blessed with the children of Israel to build your great nation, okay? Which right now is not so great, as the world is now laughing at it, okay? Continue on, it says, if he have need of thee, he will receive thee and smile upon thee and put thee in hope. He will speak thee fair and say, what wantest thou? Which is if you're in the service, of course, you want to get promoted, all right? And I don't know the backgrounds of these officers that, were not promoted, and that doesn't matter at this point. Okay. Bottom line is that this isn't really news, dude. Seriously, you're going to be a general of what? Okay. I can tell you from my time in, I know of two, and I'm not going to reveal their identity. I get their cell phone number in my phone right now of two colonels, okay, that made it to 1 star that don't even have a master's degree. Don't even have a master's degree. Can barely do 25 push-ups, fail all of their physical PRT tests, but promoted, okay? But promoted. And yes, they were not so-called Black or Latino or Native Americans, okay? So you can go figure that out, how this works, all right? So it has nothing to do with merit. How dare this man talk about merit? He was nothing but a major, okay, a field grade officer, which is the first level of field grade officer in the National Guard. And if you look at his record like that, this guy did not really achieve anything. A weekend warrior, okay, sitting in soft little positions, okay, one little soft ass deployment, but he's got the nerve to talk shit. And that's a pride of the most unaccomplished creation on this earth, which is the so-called white man. You have not accomplished anything. You've stolen everything. You steal from every race on this earth. The Chinese, the so-called Chinese, the so-called Japanese, okay, the so-called Africans, and you would not have a nation without the blood of the children of Israel, particularly the Negroes. And I'm not angry at you, man. I'm just bringing it out because, see, a lot of time my people, they don't understand soft words, and you come and go, oh, well, don't do this and that, but they're gonna recognize real soon, okay? This place that you call America, okay, is on a downward spiral. Why would you want to be part of a place that's going to lose?
3 current and former defense and administration officials familiar with the exchange say Burry has said President Trump would not want to stand next to a Black female officer at military events. Burry, for his part, has called the account of that interaction false. But what does this signal to you about the culture at the Pentagon that Hegseth and top DoD officials are trying to create?
Yeah, I think that's exactly the right word, culture, or sort of command climate. I think there's a lot of confusion and uncertainty about that has grown out of sort of Hegseth's DEI, anti-DEI push, and his writings both before he became secretary and his speeches since, that people were improperly promoted because of race or gender. And so kind of nobody knows where the line is, or nobody completely seems to understand what the standard is. And, it's worth noting the language in his book on this topic was exceptionally harsh. He called, many of the generals promoted under Secretary Lloyd Austin and President Biden, he described them as, cowards hiding under their stars and whores to wokesters. So, we put that language out there. I think it has a real chilling effect on people.
Oh, yeah. Well, on top of that, Hegseth has repeatedly said he wants to cut out woke from the military and make it all merit-based.
All right? Or be a part of a military force that's going to be obliterated. I'm going to bring the scriptures out for you. It says, and he will shame you by his means until you're drawn dry twice, and at the last he will laugh thee to scorn afterward. When he see a D, he will say D and shake his head at D. Why is he going to shake his head at D? Because he's been able to get you, to sabotage or getting whatever he wants to give you. This is the reason why you look at the parable of Lazarus and the rich man. What did Lazarus desire? He desired the crumbs from the rich man's table, but the dogs came along and licked his wounds, showing that these other tribes, they were able to come here and Great Babylon, America, get the loans, get the business going, thrive in their own little communities, crime-free. In the meantime, they set up their businesses in Jake's community. And the so-called white man, he goes and he introduces drugs. Well, right now, you can see the reverse effect of that, pursuant to Deuteronomy 30:7. Well, all these crackers now on fentanyl, you hear them talk about, I love this country, How many years you served? Well, I didn't go into the military. So how the hell you can love something, talk about you would die for it, but never freaking, you don't qualify to go serve, You don't qualify to go serve. I just uploaded up a clip of Newsom, who's the governor of California, saying that when he gets in, if he gets elected as president of the United States in 2028, that he wants to make it mandatory service. Here's a guy that never served a day in his doggone life. He's sure telling how insurance serves, but he wants to make it mandatory service. Can you make an exemption for the children of Israel? Not the children of the state of Israel, not these kikes. I'm talking about the children of Israel, the so-called Blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos whose seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And even the speckled bird too. That means that they look like Chinese, they look like white people, but they're Hebrew Israelites. Let's get into that. See, Esau, you're a hypocrite, man, a punk. And the Lord is going to send his son to deal with you harshly, man. And we pray as brothers, and especially for myself. I pray to the Lord, Yahweh Shema, that he allows me to live, to see your judgment, to see you people fall. Ain't a damn thing you could do to the doggone righteous man about it. Let's go to Jeremiah 50 and start verse 33 reads, thus said the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were pressed together, and all that took them held them captives. They refused to let them go. When you go in the military, they hold you in contract. I can guarantee you right now, Jake them can't get up. Those guys, those ones who, those young Jakes that put those TikTok videos up and all that stuff, the only thing they can do is reduce them in rank. They're not going to let them go. They're not going to let them go. If Jason is so bad, then why don't you just cancel the contract out? Why don't you just be a fucking man about it, Esau? You crackers that sit in your doggone seat there, you friggin' doggone chauvinistic, passive-aggressive piece of shit, and let Jason out of their contract. Because they don't. So your tribe Jason with those contracts with bonuses, and they sign on for 6 years. Now, we got a lot of them that's going to come on and talk about conscientious objector, and we know how long that takes. I've seen that. I can go in details of that. I know the people personally, I had to deal with it, in my unit, as a commander of a unit, so I understand how that works, but this lesson isn't about that. I'm not about here to educate anybody about the process, those processes and stuff like that. Not all of us are stupid, Let Jakes them go to their contract. See, Esau sets up these traps like that. One way or the other, he's going to get you to bow down. One way. He'll call you stupid, but, but then let me go. Well, you still have you sign a 6-year contract or an 8-year contract. Well, I thought you said I was stupid. If we are so stupid, just how you said this doggone man right now, he's going around and talking about well, we need the migrants them to come back and till the farm because they can't get none of these doofus, worthless, mingy ass, can't stand up in the sun crackers, okay, to go out there and go do that labor. Also now, see, that's what I said when in Ecclesiasticus, if you have a need of thee, okay, he will use you. That shows how stupid these people are, man. So we pray to Yahweh Shema Shai to end your misery. Because that's all y'all people are going to experience is misery, man. There ain't no going back. It said their Redeemer is strong, the Lord of hosts is his name, Yahweh Shema Shai. Not Jesus, not God, Yahweh, the Most High. And Yahweh Shai, okay, who's the Redeemer, the Son. Okay, he's a Messiah. And yes, he looks just like how the man you see standing on the highway and the byway preaching. He shall thoroughly plead their cause that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. A sword is upon the Chaldeans, said the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, and upon the inhabitants of Babylon, and upon princes, and upon her wise men. A sword is upon the liars, and they shall doubt. A sword is upon a mighty man, and they shall be dismayed. Y'all are going over there to get slaughtered. You know, really, when I look and I see these young jakes there, you know, who in the airborne, they don't gonna know damn well. And that's why they recruit you and they get you to sign those, but get you the bonus, and they show this diversity thing right there like that. Why? Because you're like toy soldiers, man. Okay. You get some pedophile rapist, friggin' child rapist, animal rapist sitting down in some cave or some hole down somewhere. Never spent a doggone day rolling around in the damn mud. Okay, eating that doggone that hog feed that they feed you in a damn defect. But he's gonna send your ass, and then that's why they're smart. They'll go, I don't see anything except green. I don't see colors. Yes, you do see colors. Yes, there's colors. Like I said before, the most racist organization on this earth is the United States military, especially if you're in an officer corps. Boy, they don't like it when you refuse going to the party and drinking with them and being their little lap dog or their pet dog, boy. Okay? They don't like that. And you see every friggin' doggone cracker general or cracker colonel, he'll make sure he asks for a doggone Negro sergeant major or Negro master sergeant, okay, to tag along with him. That's his little bulldog. Showing you the sick obsession that the so-called white man has for the doggone so-called black man. Am I lying? Tell me out there, any of you friggin' who serve, if I'm lying. And I'm really holding back. Okay? Let's go into the book of 1 John 2, start verse 15. And it reads, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Okay, so mainly the thing that people like is they like to either have their ass kissed, or they kiss ass or get their ass kissed. You know, they like to be accepted, okay, or verified, so to speak, especially by the so-called white man. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of power abideth forever. We do the will of the power. You know, and I'm telling you, man, the sleep that we were in, because we all were there, man. We all were pursuing things. We all thought we was doing the right thing there. And I'm not the only one that wore that monkey suit. There's other brothers that wore it too. Now, we all had that pursuit like that. But boy, when you awake and you saw the direction that you was going, for some reason, when you're here, I mean, and that's a curse that we have pursuing the Deuteronomy 28, where we would want this, for all wants of things in life, you'd have to go to our enemy, the so-called white man. This man will kill you, beat you, stomp you, rape you, but we have to go to him for every doggone thing. We have to tuck our tail between our legs. We're gods, and yet still we have to crawl on our damn belly like doggone shit to this doggone caveman. And that's why scripture says, surely oppression making a wise man angry, and a gift destroy the heart. May the Lord show you absolutely no mercy. Shalak Rayon Mashapayam. This is Isaiah 13. Inside verse 15 it reads, Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled. Their wives ravished. Well, look it up in the dictionary if you don't know. Just like how they did it to our women, the Lord is gonna do it to them.
But now the chairman and vice chair of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, all 5 service chiefs and 9 of the 10 top commanders, Greg, they're white men. So what impact does that have on our military and service members?
Well, I think it's worth noting too that the military, is around 40 to 45%, people of color. And so it's a very diverse military. Hegseth likes to say that diversity is our strength is the dumbest phrase that's ever been written about the military or spoken about the military. He says unity is our strength, but they're not mutually exclusive, I don't think. But so I think it says a lot to those folks. Hey, do I have a fair chance to rise in this system? A lot of people go to the military because they believe it's a meritocracy and that they'll be judged on their performance. And I think all of this infighting, all of this rhetoric causes people to question whether that's accurate.
Gotta say, I wish you could see my notes. I marked up here. It's a pretty stunning report. There are yellow highlights all throughout this thing, so I recommend folks read it. Greg, thank you so much.
Okay, the Lord is going to do it to them, and those people crossing the border from the Middle East and Africa and all those places, they're already set up to do that. Okay, but that's also going to be also committed by who? Other Edomites said, "Behold, I will serve the Medes against them, we shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows also shall dash a young man to pieces in there, and they shall have no pity on the fruits of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children." I don't know how many times we got to tell you that the Lord Yahweh Shema does not give a crap about children. Babies are going to die. Okay? And we can go into the book of Psalms that talk about, 1,000 will fall to the side, 10,000 will fall to that side, but nothing shall come nigh to thee. So us brothers, us prophets in this ministry, we understand we're going to see a lot of death. We're going to see a lot of people crying and starving. What we pray for, and specifically for me, is I pray that the Lord only send or have only the elect, those that he choose. And if I'm chosen, okay, that would put the spirit in us to guide us to only help those that are part of the elect. If he give us that ability to do that. Other than that, there will be no tears shed. The wickedness of you damn people is incomprehensible. And for you Hebrew Israelite that can't see the light, okay? Because a lot of you are gonna come and go, what's wrong with this doggone? What's wrong with him? We just warn you. You do what the hell you're gonna doggone do. And I know a couple of personal stories of cats who took that doggone juice. They took the juice, thinking that they were going to preserve their life. And a whole lot of shit happened to them afterward. Other than the health thing, oh no, it didn't preserve their life. And I know one particular cat in the military who took that crap. He 19.6 years away in the military, about to get his retirement, and now his ass is going to court-martial. Potential court-martial will get kicked over that. So he was the same one that laughed and go, "Oh, you want him Hebrew Israelite." He ain't laughing now. They get the nerve to call my ass. Want to talk for a couple hours? No, dude. Face your damn fucking burden. You made your choice. We're not gonna be dealing with you damn freaking Hebrew Israelite that want to mock the prophets and then think afterward you're gonna come running to us, okay, for answers. Nah. But getting back to this again, let's go to Revelation 18. That's how we're saying reads, how much he had glorified herself, talking about great Babylon America, and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she had said in her heart, I sit a queen, and I'm no widow, I shall see no sorrow. You're about to see the sorrow. You're about to see the sorrow. And just to bring it out here, not every Negro looking or Latino or Hispanic looking Jake in that monkey suit is a Hebrew Israelite. Okay, there's a lot of tears. Because this man spent a lot. This man was raping out women on the way here. So there's a lot of dark-skinned Edomites. Okay, it goes two ways. We get Jakes, Hebrew Israelites that look like Chinese, look like Japanese, look like so-called whites, and we got a lot of Edomites that look like straight-up niggas and spicks and tontos. or should I say it in a little bit more gentle way, that look like so-called African Americans, so-called Latinos and Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans. Okay? So Lord has sent them to their judgment, and as well as some of them are the actual 2/3. Therefore shall a plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord power who judges her. And when that happens, we're not going to be here. We're going to be in the chairs watching it. Like I said, I don't have a title. I didn't have a title for this lesson, but the bottom line is a message. It shouldn't matter to any Hebrew Israelite, so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos, if this man approves of you or not. Let him talk. Because we bring out all the scriptures that show this man came out of the cave. Book of Job goes into that. They didn't even have a language. They were chased out of society. And the Lord has now taken away their intelligence and their ability to rule, okay, quantitatively. They're now everything is emotional with them right now. That's why this place is always described as woman in the context of a woman, because a woman is emotional. Men are not emotional like that. Oh, well, in the lack of sacrifice, like it goes up like an all going on to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash, Shalom.